settlements. These are places where humans are living, and there is a site and the situation of the settlement. A site is chosen for the geology of a place, the ground, that it's dry, no floodplain, that there's maybe a river for transportation and so on, maybe at the crossing of a river, that there's a rock, the houses can be built out of a quarry, that there's farmland, a forest, that can heating made of it, and building of houses, maybe on top of a hilltop. So different reasons to choose a site for a settlement, and also the situation. That is how it is connected to other places. Then again, the crossing of the river maybe to other settlements, and then roads, airways, railways to other places, to all the places. And the houses, they can be dispersed in more or less a settlement very far apart. They can be nucleated all in one place, maybe at the crossing of the river, and then they can be linear along a forest edge, floodplain edge, marshy edge or something. And then there are different types of settlements. There can be isolated dwellings, some farms dispersed. There can be hamlets, a few houses at some places together. A village that oftentimes has a church, a police station, a post office, a few houses, and a small town, a shop already, and so on, a few things. A larger town, then with a supermarket, a church, and so on, and more things. A city with cathedral and schools and hospitals and so on, and conurbation. Cities even go around together with other cities. According to Geography by Jane Peretti and Brian Gressley on the page 55 and 56, the positions and views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with our own or with the ones of the entries starting on.
Hi and welcome. I am trying to learn urbanism today, settlement, and after we've done it, or choosing a site or something, settlement, and after we've done it, we're going to do stretching, and if you participate in the stretching, then it's already harmless. Settlement. A settlement is a place where people live. It can be a single house, but it's more usually a group of houses. It can be any size from a small hamlet of a few buildings to a large city. I already saw it's just hamlet is a very small group of houses or something. So settlement, a place where people live. Can be one person, I think, or many. Choosing a site. The place where a settlement is built is known as the site. Okay. The site of a settlement is chosen for a reason. Most settlements in the UK are hundreds of years old, and the site was chosen for reasons which suited needs at that time. I want to hear if the place mentioned that could it not be also that it's not chosen really, but there's just a place and then there's a house and then a second house. It's just a good place where houses and not chosen like where comes settlement, but rather one or two houses. Maybe both things are possible. That someone just sees a good place and builds their house. And then maybe a second one comes to it, and the third one, and directly they're having the plan to build a settlement. But we know what they mean. The top diagram shows the main reasons for choosing a site. In reality, there were often several reasons for choosing a site. Okay, some reason why to choose a place to settle. Good water supply, do they say, is a reason. Having a good water supply. Another reason is dry land to build on, not marshy. Yes, it shouldn't be swamp or marsh. A good land to build on, dry, but still water supply in the vicinity. And another idea is, hilltop is easy to defend and away from flooding. So to have on a hilltop to defend it, and no flooding up there. And for good farmland for food supply, sheltered valley. So to have a good farmland for food well. And a sheltered valley. Surrounded hills shelter the valley. So I say that surrounding hills shelter the valley. Why is that? There are some castles which are built into the valleys so that they are hidden and can't be found. But I don't think towns are built in a way that the town can't be found by the enemy. So why do hills shelter a valley? 5. Good building materials. Wood and stone. Wood also used for fuel, so that there is a forest in the vicinity to build out of the wood of the trees houses. And also to burn it. And 6. Where resources can easily be exploited. Lead mining. So we're saying also a settlement can arise if there's in the vicinity like a lead or something else to extract of minerals. 7. easy access to other settlements at crossing point or river. So that there's also a river to come to other places, then with a river to drive over it, the river also to defend, and the water and other reasons. Okay, what we have here, sketch map to show the side of London. Okay, that is the sketch map of London. Crossing point of river, followed by bridge. Okay, a crossing of a river is possible, and there's no built fort or a castle, and a built place where the river can be crossed. Castle, the Tower of London, on defensive side. So the Tower of London in the United Kingdom, is built next to the River Thames. Deep water for original port, the Pool of London. I don't really understand the sentence, but it is built at the city, at the river. The city is built at the river, and they can be transported over. Marshland where river flooded is there also. Dry land for routes to crossing point. So we're saying around the Thames there's more marshland seems there to be, and at the place where the good crossing point is and the dry land, there's no good place to build the castle to defend that side and to control level crossing and the river. Sketch map to show the situation of London. The situation of a settlement is its position in relation to other towns or cities. Okay, just the place of a settlement itself is just where a person or many live. And the site is the place of settlement, and the situation is where that places in relationship to other settlements. And also to the roadways, road and rail, and physical features such as the coast, hills, mountains, and major rivers. Okay, the situation of London. Again, the example of London. To Birmingham and Midlands by M40 and the rail. I guess it was first, no I don't guess, I'm pretty much sure that first London was there and then the M40. They mean now the situation of the town London today is now that there is the M40 and the railway leading, for example, to Birmingham and the Midlands to the north. And directly to the north to Leeds, the M1, and to Edinburgh, and by air and the rail to Edinburgh, but one can also drive with a car to Edinburgh, and a route to East Anglia by M11 and the rail. So one can also go to East Anglia over. Port at highest point up the river, ocean-going ships. Port at highest point up the river. Ocean-going ships could reach, docks now closed. Port at highest point up the river, ocean-going ships could reach. It's a sentence. It is the highest point where ships could go to, and apparently the docks seem to be closed now. Close to container port. The roadway to the continent by M20 and Channel Tunnel. So from London out, the M20 to the Channel Tunnel has been built, and to south M23 and A23, and to Southampton and South Coast by M3, to Bristol by West M4 and 3. What we want to say there is that there is the settlement, and it was first a settlement there, and then it was built up with the situation was even more improved, that not just the settlement was there, but over time more and more routes were included, so that into all directions from London House people can go to, and also from all directions people can drive, fly, or go with a train to London. So in the next part we have a little bit more to what and how a settlement is. We have that for now. If you were here for urbanism, you can go directly to the next part. We'll continue. If you stay, we'll go back to that side also, that page also. If you stay here and participate in the stretching, then it's very honest. Have your feet standing together and out move frontward to the side, and with the other one with the heels and the other heels, toes, toes, heels, heels. And toes, toes, heels, heels. And up. Legs to the sides, in the arms up. Out go to the side. In and up. And out to the other side. In. Out one arm goes down. Relative in. Out one arm over. In and out the rib cage. Out and back. Again in. Out the upper arm slides down. Again in. Out one arm over. In and out the rib cage. Out and back. In the arms up. and out and reach. In, out to the other side. In, out and down. And shoulder circles. Back, up and front and down. And now the other. In with shoulders up, out and down. In and up, out and down. And the arms up. And reach always with one arm higher. And the legs wide apart, the arms to the sides, breathe in. And out, go to the side. In middle, out to the other side. In, and out, lean onto the knees. Breathe it in. And out, one arm in front. In and back. Out the other one in front. In and back. And out, we're hanging down. Breathe it in. And out, go over to one leg. In. Out to the other leg. And in. Out into the middle. And close the feet. Breathe again in. And out. Again in. And we'll come slowly with our back up at the top of backwards. Shoulder. Have the feet standing a bit apart. In the arms up. And out, sink down. Elbows against the inside of the knees. Breathe in and straighten up. And out, come with the back up. Breathe again in. Out and down. In and up. And out, come slowly in one straight line up. And get down. Have a good standing leg, the other leg on top of it. Breathe in. And out, sink down. Up again. Change the leg, breathe in. And out and down. Up again. Legs to sides, breathe in and out. And out, open the chest to the sky. In and up. Out and down. In and up. And out. In. And out. In and close the legs. And again out. That was the stretching. I thank you very much, and at the next time.